Hello, my name is Matthew. I am in Team 3 with Langdon, and this is our CS420 Human Computer Interaction Project Part 4. We are demoing our prototype called Pomodoro Plus, a Chrome extension that helps users stay focused with a Pomodoro timer that stays visible while you work. Um, our main goal was to reduce friction and context switching because a lot of timers are hidden behind the extension menu, which causes extra clicks and breaks flow. Pomodoro Plus solves this with a persistent on-page bubble and a clean, modern UI. So the first thing I'm going to do is that since it is a Chrome extension, I'm going to locate the extension button on Chrome, manage extensions, and we have our Pomodoro Plus plugged in as an extension ready to enable. This was done simply by selecting the base or root folder of our project on VS Code. And this extension only works on um, on Chrome tabs that have a valid uh, address URL, meaning a special Chrome Google homepage like this doesn't have a URL, so it will not showcase the extension working on it. If I click into extension and then click into Pomodoro Plus, a simple UI here appears. Actually, let me reload the page. Here we go. So if I go into here and then have the Pomodoro Plus main UI right here, starting from the very top, we have a simple title, a subtitle, and the edit timer feature that focuses on displaying the amount of time that the user chooses to work and the amount of time that the user chooses to break. For example, if I were to click this button, we have a simple pop-up here where you can use the arrow keys in order to go up for the work time. In normal cases, it would be a 25-minute, 5-minute break. If you click save, it will simply change the work time of the clock. But for the sake of this video, for demonstrational purposes, I will leave both length and break at 1 minute each. This is capped at the lowest at 1 minute each. And so we have a 1 minute focus timer right here. If the user would like to click start, the timer simply counts down, and in this scenario, the user would be working. While this is counting down, we also have a simple pop-up button right here for when this extension closes, because if this pop-up bubble wasn't here, the user would have to go through extension into Pomodoro Plus, which is a 2-click extra step for the user, which is it builds decision fatigue. So we decided to create this bubble that displays the timer going down and is synced with this UI right here. As you can see, it is counting down at the same time. This bubble, if you click on it, will also emerge into a UI. So now that the working time has finished, we are on break mode. So as we have set previously, 1 minute working, 1 minute break. So this break will continue for 1 minute, and this cycle will continue until the user wants to stop working. The user can also click the pause button to pause the timer in case there is any distractions going on outside of their work environment, or they could also click the reset button. But I'm going to let the timer flow for now. The user also has the option to drag this bubble into wherever they would like on the page, specifically in one of the four corners. If this UI is too large for the user, they could just exit out and keep it as a button or as a bubble overlay that is smaller. So now the break is done and the timer resets and is on working mode. Another option the user has is if they open the extension main interface right here. You could also pause on these and also reset. But the user also has the ability or the option to change the custom sound. Meaning, if they click change and select a valid MP3 file, it will play that sound whenever it enters break mode or enters work mode. So I have a jingle MP3 file downloaded here to celebrate the holiday spirit. And once that has been opened and this timer has hit 0, it will play a jingle sound. And the user can edit that sound depending on taste, however they like. Another feature or simple quality of life feature, I suppose, is that this bubble will follow you as long as you are on a valid Chrome tab. So for example, this tab was loaded before this extension was enabled, but if I reload it, we have that the bubble is back on. Or if I go on a website such as GitHub, it also follows here. But as I mentioned before, it doesn't work on a Google Home page for Chrome. And importantly, this bubble, the timer is also synced when it switches over. Now I would like to very briefly go over what our code base looks like. So just on a high level, without getting into small details, our Chrome extension is built with manifest v3. As you can see, we have the manifest.json file. This file defines the extension configuration and injects this content.javascript file as a content script across pages. This CSS and HTML is just classic HTML and CSS that utilizes, I believe, Tailwind CSS, but also HTML just creates the container, the cards, the buttons, is responsible for where it is on the screen. And also things like text. Also, the CSS is responsible for bordering, color, background, making things look pretty, and is responsible for most of the stylistic choices that we created. The two interesting files here are content JavaScript and pop-up JavaScript. The pop-up.javascript handles the timer logic, the edit timer settings, sound selection, and save state. The timer uses an end timestamp to keep accurate time even when the pop-up closes. So when I'm reopening and opening up the pop-up, the timer stays consistent. And if I open the content JavaScript here, this file is responsible for creating the floating bubble UI, and listens for changes in the shared timer state and supports the dragging and snapping feature for the user. As for AI, we used ChatGPT as a tool to speed up prototyping. It helped generate and refactor parts of the JavaScript as well as the CSS, so the stylistic choices, especially around the UI transitions, cleaning up the edges. We still did iterative testing on our own, especially for syncing behavior, phase transitions, and debugging, just to make the UI feel as clean and consistent as possible for all different types of users. I believe that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.